HighTechLegion.com. This is Skate and Eric here today. We're going to take a look at the Thermaltake Overseer RX1. This is full tower offered from Thermaltake. This has a ton of key features that enthusiasts and gamers might like, as well as an overall pretty intimidating look, I would say. Now, the first thing you'll notice here is the front bezel. It is a e-sports gaming style. What we get here is 4 5¼ inch bays. There's also mesh that covers the complete front, and the bezel is removable by just pulling it off on the bottom here, which exposes the large 200mm intake fan. If we take a look at the side here, what we see is a pretty unique window that they have, and there is an expansion for another 200mm fan on the side panel. Now, if we take a look at the front here, we can see they use a completely tool-free design, similar to some of the other cases. It has that push snap locking mechanism for the 5¼ inch bays there. For the hard drive bays, we just have the tension brackets with the hard drive caddies here. And there are 5 3½ inch bays. If we take a look at the bottom, there is room for a 120mm fan there. There is also the bottom mount PSU, as well as a removable mesh filter underneath here that can be cleaned. Now, laying it on its side to get a better look inside here. First of all, there are feet right here. These are extruding feet. They're round with a padded bottom, so it gives it an extra height, but also gives a gap beneath the filter here for good air intake. Internally, we have cable routing holes, a very good amount of cable routing, as well as a large CPU cutout for easy heat sink swapping. The top features a 200mm exhaust fan, while the rear has a 120mm turbo exhaust fan. The rear here just gives us a better look. We have the motherboard panel, exhaust fan, our expansion bays. There is room for liquid cooling. They do have some rubber grommets for liquid cooling, and our bottom mount PSU. Now, if we took a look at the opposite end here, we do get a better look at the CPU cutout that's here and the cable routing holes. There is also a gap here for cable routing, as well as the side panel has a bit of an extrusion on it. It's a solid side panel, but it does extrude a bit for better cable management as well. Now, the last thing to show with the Overseer is the top here. Here we have, this is a light up emblem. We have our reset and power buttons. There are 2 USB 3.0 ports, 2 USB 2.0, an eSATA, as well as our 3.5mm jacks. And then with the Overseer, they also have a BlackX hard drive dock in the top. The top grate here kind of looks like scales that you would see, you know, pretty much on, I don't know, I would say an Overseer, you know, from maybe like Mass Effect or something like that. You know, it has kind of that scaly look. But this also does remove the top panel because underneath they do allow you to mount another 200mm fan or a liquid cooling setup.